top, Steve.
Well, I want you to hold on to that dream, baby. Hold on to it real tight, because the sky's the limit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
What's happening, world? And welcome to another episode of Cooking with Steves. We back here in South Carolina. Today, we're gonna be doing something a little bit sweet. We've been doing a bunch of savory stuff. I'm normally a savory chef, but I like doing sweet stuff as well. So we're about to pick some of these blueberries that are ripe on my bush. We're gonna go inside. We're gonna do some cupcakes. We're also gonna do some blueberry muffins. Pick some herbs to go with both of them. It's gonna be nothing but love today. Check it out.
Never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had to pay a lead.
About to go grab some of this rosemary to go inside these muffins. I like to mix a little bit of herbs with my sweet. It adds a little bit of different flavor, and it adds something a little bit different, you know. Over here, about to grab some lemon thyme. Lemon thyme, if you never had it before, it smells just like lemon. If you can smell this right now, it smells like lemonade. We're gonna use a little bit of this instead of lemon zest inside of our cupcakes. It's gonna add some herbaceous flavor. We can use the herbs in desserts and sweet stuff. I don't like to use that much herbs because I don't want the herb to overpower the sweetness or the flavor of whatever fruit I'm putting in there. Alright. Once again, with rosemary, you want to chop it up real fine. A little bit more rosemary in the muffins than I would the lemon thyme for the cupcakes, because you can take a little bit more savory flavor in a muffin than you can in a cupcake. Alright, we back in the kitchen. First thing you want to do anytime you're ever baking anything is you want to preheat your oven to 350 or whatever the recipe calls for. For this one, it's 350. I like to bake my cupcakes right around there. Sometimes I'll bake cakes at 325, but for this one, we're going to go 350 for the cupcakes and the muffins. For this one, we're going to go with a half a stick of butter. This is for our cupcakes. Next thing you want to do is you want to get your sugar. For your sugar, you want 1 1/4 cup. I'm using a half a cup measure because it's just easier for me to get it in and out of the bag. I don't make messes that way, so that's 1 cup. And another 1/4 right here. I like to start it off on low to break down the butter a little bit. You want your butter softened. What I'll do is I'll leave my butter on my counter overnight. It'll be perfectly soft the next morning. Once the butter starts to break down a little bit, then I can turn up my mixer. The next thing you want to do is you want to add your eggs. We're going to add 2 eggs. Right over the side. Start that off slow as well. Turn it up until it mixes completely. Next thing you want to do is you want to add your flavorings. In that case, I'm going to use a little bit of vanilla, about a teaspoon of vanilla. And then I'm going to grab my herbs, slide it in there because I want the buttered flavor. Whip that for about 30-45 seconds. Your butter is going to start to turn whiter in color. Starts off a little bit bright yellow, but the longer you mix it, the more air is going to incorporate into your butter. It's going to get whiter and whiter, and that's what we're looking for because it's going to get fluffier and fluffier. Makes the cupcake better. Next thing we're going to do, we're just going to add our buttermilk. I like to use buttermilk instead of regular milk. Or I'll use carnation milk. Carnation milk is really good as well. So we're going to put 1. and 3/4 cup buttermilk. Next, we're gonna add our sour cream. We're gonna add about a 1/2 cup of sour cream. I like to add a little bit of sour cream into my cakes, or a little bit of something like applesauce or something like that, because it adds extra moisture to your cake. When you cut it, it's gonna cut more soft and more, this moisture is the best thing in the cake. Next, we're gonna add our leavening. 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, 1.25 teaspoons of baking powder, and a pinch of salt. Last but not least, we're gonna add our flour. 2 cups of flour. Make sure you level your flour off evenly. When you're baking, baking is like a science, so you don't want anything off. A little bit too much baking soda, a little bit too much baking powder, something like that can cause a problem in your cake. Next thing you want to do is you want to line your pan with your cupcake liners. I like to pick different cupcake liners to use depending on what cupcakes I'm putting. Since I got blueberries, I got a little bit of dotted ones. Polka dot. Alright, then you want to grab your scoop. You just want to drop it in there.
Hey young world, the world is yours. Hey young world, the world is yours. Young world, the world is yours.
Alright, now we're going to put these in the oven. Let them cook for about 15-20 minutes on a preheated oven at 350 or until they're perfectly golden brown. Then we got some sexy cupcakes. We're gonna make a little bit of blueberry compote to go inside of the blueberry cupcakes. So we're gonna put some blueberries inside the pan with a hit of sugar. On medium high heat until the blueberries start to break down. And a splash of blueberry liqueur. The alcohol will cook out, but it's going to add more flavor than just putting water in there. It's going to help to break down the blueberries.
Hey, little kids don't follow these dopes. As a rule from a non-fool. Your life don't drool. Don't be a fool like those that don't go to school.
Once your blueberries have exploded, most of them at least, they'll start thickening up your sauce. You just pull it off, set it to the side. This is going to be your blueberry compote. As it cools off, it's going to get thicker and thicker.
So proud of you too.
And while my blueberry cupcakes are in the oven, we're gonna do some blueberry muffins. Blueberry muffins are a little bit less sweet, no icing. You know, you gotta have something for the people that wanna eat a little bit lighter. So the first thing on the blueberry muffins is we're gonna put our sugar in the bowl. Then we're gonna put our oil in the bowl. I use coconut oil for my muffins. Every now and then I'll use olive oil. Olive oil has a fruity flavor. I'm gonna put 1/4 of a cup. I'm gonna put a little bit more than 1/4 of a cup. I like moisture in my pastries. We're gonna just mix the two. Sugar and the coconut oil. 1 egg. Make sure it's fully incorporated. You're gonna need about 1 tablespoon of melted butter. While the butter's still a little bit warm, it's gonna pull more flavor out of there for the muffins. Now for more moisture, we're gonna add 1 mixed berry applesauce. Alright, our cupcakes are about ready. I can smell them in the air. It's been about 20 minutes. They're nice and yellow. You can see the little herb on there. Beautiful. I'll just set them right up here for them to cool off. Beautiful. Big shout out to Melissa with Atlantic Food Service Marketing for all the bowls and all the spatulas, everything we cooked in today, that non-stick pan. Nothing but love. Next you want to add 1/4 cup of buttermilk. Once again, I love using buttermilk when I'm baking anytime. For this recipe, we need 1.5 cups of flour. Put it off. Nice and perfect. Most of the time when you're making muffins, you really don't have to mix it at the same time, because muffins for me are like pancakes, and you don't want to overbeat the flour because flour is highly glutinous. Add your baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon. Finally, you want to add 1 cup of these fresh garden picked blueberries. Don't overmix the blueberries because we don't want them to bust the pan. Greased pan. You can use pan spray. You can rub butter in there. Oil, coconut oil. In this case, I used coconut oil. I think we're good to go. 12 muffins. Let's get these bad boys in the oven. Cook these about 20 minutes at 325. Turn the oven down from 350. I like my muffins a little bit lighter than I like my cupcakes. These are finna be serious, buddy. Let's put them in the oven real quick. Blueberry compote is nice and thick now. Not too thick though. Just enough so we can fill these cupcakes. And how we're gonna do that is, we're gonna take a small spoon and we're gonna just hollow out the cupcake. Just a little bit. We don't want to dig too deep because we don't want that to fill it up too much. Alright. Once we hollow out the cupcake, we're just gonna take the same spoon and we're gonna put some compote right inside those. Add some more blueberry flavor. Just like that. A lot of times when I'm making cupcake, I like to make a hybrid of icing. A buttercream with a cream cheese icing kind of mixed together is probably the dopest icing for my cupcake, especially when I'm doing savory in there. The savory, the butter goes well with it, and the fruit, the cream cheese goes good with it. Lightly whip that until it incorporates a good little bit. It's been whipping about a minute now. I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna scrape the sides so I can make sure everything gets incorporated. We're gonna flavor it. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take that last bit of the juice in that pan from the blueberry compote and we're gonna put it in the ice. Probably gonna put about 1/2 cup and mix it in there nice and slow. We'll taste it, see if it's sweet enough. After it whips up, onto the cupcakes. We've been whipping it about 2 minutes and a half. It's nice and smooth now. I'm about to go ahead and turn it off. Get ready to put it in the piping bag. Put it on the cupcakes. And you want to fold it down over your fingers, like so. And then you want to just slide it up in the bag. You don't want to fill up the bag too much. You want to fill it right where that line says to stop at. I like to sit mine in the refrigerator for like 20 or 30 minutes just so the cupcakes can cool off and the icing can thicken up a little bit. It's been sitting out for a half hour to an hour or so, so it's pretty warm, so you put it in the refrigerator and thicken up the perfect consistency so we can pipe it.
Too proud to beg for change, mastering the pain. When New York niggas was calling Southern rappers lame, but then Jack and I...
Man, these fresh blueberry lemon thyme muffins is out of the oven. Nephew, I need you to let me know if they busting, bro. Talk to me. Is it recording?
It's recording. Alright, muffin time. It's muffin time. Alright, muffin time. Oh, let's get a blueberry. I need a blueberry. Let's get a blueberry to go. Blueberry to go. But this is the best
You already know what it is. It's moving to Last thing we need to do for these cupcakes is we need to ice them. Nice and simple. We already piped up our icing. We're gonna grab our piping bag with our left hand or our right hand, depending which hand you are, from the tip. We're gonna grab the bottom part, start from the middle, and push out. Trying to find the meaning of life in the corona till the 5%ers rolled up on the nigga and informed them. You either build or destroy. Where you come from? The Magnolia. Then we're gonna garnish it with a couple fresh blueberries. And there we have it. Fresh blueberry rosemary cupcakes. Straight from the garden. Delicious Carolina, baby. We out here cooking with Steez. None but love all day, every day. I normally don't like to try my own food, but this time we going all the way in. Man, nice, soft, golden all the way around. Blueberry fella. You ain't supposed to talk with your mouth full. Let me tell y'all something about this cupcake. Oh my goodness.
Top Steve.